Well, habarigani from me, habarigani from me, habarigani from me, habarigani from me, habarigani to you, habarigani to you, habarigani to you, habarigani to you. Habarigani in Swahili is a greeting that means like, hello, what's going on? What's the news? What's the news? I had knowledgeable clues from me to you. So everybody sing along, habarigani from me, habarigani from me, habarigani from me, habarigani from me, habarigani to you, habarigani to you, habarigani to you, habarigani to you. Ashe. Stories came to the world with some help from Anansi. Anansi, original Spider-Man, Anansi, king of the trickster plan, Anansi, whatever mischief's found, Anansi, he's always around. Once Anami, the sky god, owned all the stories. Folks had no tales to share with their friends or family about the history. How would anyone know there's such a better way? So they called on Juanku Anansi. Hey, Anansi, that's me. We want the stories. Go get the tales. You're a clever gliot, and we know you won't fail. So he weave a weave up to heaven. Then he climb all up to heaven. He made requests to the sky god, but nevertheless the sky god said, "You first pass my test." Anansi, my tales from the world. For every man, woman, boy, and girl. First, you must pass my test. Bring me back 4 creatures. No more, no less. The first creature, the big cat leopard, whose teeth are like knives. Give me some claws. Python snake, who can swallow me alive. Number 3, a swarm of hornets, whose sting is like fire. Ow! Number 4, Emotion the fairy, who flitters and flies. Well, he didn't dabble. He didn't waste what the big guy Anami wants. Hey, Anansi made haste. Anansi, original Spider-Man, Anansi, king of the trickster plan, Anansi, whenever mischief's found, Anansi, he's always around. First, he caught the leopard. He took a big stick. Now, first of all, give me some leopard teeth. Give me some claws. Ready? On the count of 3, let's make your best leopard sound. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Those teeth are like knives. But Anansi, he quickly took a stick and led him to a pit and... The leopard fell into the pit. Then he tied him up. That was that. Python snake never saw Anansi's tricky deal. So he lured him again with the stick and said, "Hey, Python, I wonder if you're as tall as this stick." Well, somehow Python fell from it. And as he stood next to the stick and measured himself, and then the python snake, you get swallowed and squeezed me alive, was tricked and tied up around the stick. Then Anansi had tricked him. He had two presents in order to get the stories from the world. There was a swarm of hornets. He soon saw. Well, since hornets do not like rain, Anansi, he grabbed the gourd and yelled, "Harry, hello! If you want to stay alive," he cut a hole in the gourd. "Climb inside this gourd. If you want to survive," well, the hornets, they did so. And then Anansi placed a hole and covered it. He covered the hole with a plug. And the hornets were trapped inside. Number 3. Next, Emotion the fairy. The flitters and flies all around the oldham tree. The fairy flew around. Anansi had an idea. He was going to dress up a little doll, make a little wooden doll like that, and put lots and lots of tar over the doll. And then, when the fairy sees the doll, "Oh, I like the doll like that." But when Emotion the fairy grabbed the doll, "Help! Let me go! Let me go! Let me go!" Emotion the fairy was stuck. And Anansi now had his 4 presents there. Well, he placed them all. The leopard, "Give me the big cat leopard. Give me the python snake, real big snake, and wrap around. I can swallow him in alive." Into the bag. The gourd with the hornets into the bag. And last, Emotion the fairy, who flitters, stuck to the doll inside the bag. And then Anansi climbed back up to heaven. He made requests, but nevertheless, he said to the sky god, "I have requested and gave you all the gifts that indeed you have made requests to." Well, the sky god, Nami, being one who is indeed very loyal, honored his word, even though he did not like and did not trust Anansi. But a deal was a deal, and Anansi indeed did get the gifts. So he requested him all the stories that he could in a large pot. Well, Anansi, he, being greedy, was laughing indeed. "I got all the stories of the world, and now I can tell any story that I want, and I'll be a master storyteller, the griot of griots, indeed. Nobody can tell the stories better than me, and I know all the knowledge." And as he was laughing and gloating, and as he was climbing down, and suddenly as he got down to the ground, he continued to laugh and to gloat. "Oh, yes, I am the best storyteller in the world." He didn't see the rock that was lying in front of his feet, and as soon as he took a step, Anansi fell down. The stories cracked open. Stories flew like a hurricane blew throughout east, west, north, and south. Stories from you, stories from me, our stories for everyone, like everyone you see. And that is how stories came to the world, by way of Anansi, original Spider-Man. Anansi, king of the trickster plan. Anansi, whatever mischief's found. Anansi, I'm always around. Okay, ready? Okay. is another Anansi Spider-Man, original Spider-Man tale from West Africa. Anansi, Anansi, to have more fun, wisdom and smarts are for everyone. Anansi, Anansi, to have more fun, wisdom and smarts are for everyone. And whenever you hear me say, and the sky god said, I want you to say those words with me. And the sky god said, Anansi, Anansi, to have more fun, wisdom and smarts are for everyone. Anansi, Anansi, to have more fun, wisdom and smarts are for everyone. Indeed, the sky god wanted everyone to have all the wisdom and all the smarts, just like he did indeed. He wanted the world to be blessed. He wanted the world to be prosperous. He wanted the world to learn and explore all that can be in the beautiful world. Once, long, long ago, when the world was young. So Anansi had an idea. He placed a large pot, indeed, another pot right here, in the center of the world. And anyone can come and take all the wisdom and smarts that they needed. There was plenty for everyone. If you had a problem or a challenge, go to the pot where the wisdom and smarts, and your problem was right there in your hand. All you had to do is take any answer that you needed for your situation. The solution was there by way of the sky god. However, Nancy, the original Spider-Man, king of the trickster plan, had other ideas. He was thinking, being mischievous and selfish he be, always thinking of himself. Just think, with that pot, if I had all the wisdom and smarts for myself, then, just think, I'll be smarter than anyone in the whole world, plus the whole universe, because I had all the sky gods' wisdom and smarts. No one will have the wisdom and smarts. If they wanted some, they have to come to me. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, I love it, I love it. And then I'll rule the world. Oh, yeah. But how would I get it? He thought of an idea. And then he remembered, there is a large tree. I was wondering if I can get that pot up that tall tree, the tallest tree in the whole world, right there, sitting on the top of the limb. If I had that pot to myself, then no one will be able to get it, and then I'll be able to sit and see everything, indeed. Well, he grabbed the pot, and he tried to figure out ways to grab it, but it just couldn't hold it up to climb. There's got to be a better way. Maybe if he took it and he grabbed it and he will pull it. The pot was just too cumbersome and too heavy. I wonder if I could have something. I gotta find something. What you doing? Huh? Tukuni. That was his son. I'm minding my business, boy. What do you want there? If you're trying to get the pot up the tree, maybe you need a little leverage. Get away, kid. You bother me here. I was just thinking. Leverage. I need some leverage. Oh, I love that idea. Leverage. Yeah, I'm going to get some leverage here like that. You know, if I were you, Dad, which I'm not, but if I were you, I would take the pot and tie it around and strap it to my back like a backpack or book bag. And then I would take it, I have my hands and my feet free, and then I could climb all the way up the tree. Okay, hey, kid, you bother me here. Let's see here if I can. I know. I could take it, tie it, strap it around my back, and climb up the tree. Yes. Yeah. Hey, what are you doing standing there, kid? Hey, boy, go grab me those vines over there. Come on, let's make some ropes there and help me put this on my back. Okay, Dad. So, Takumi and Anansi grabbed the ropes. They made the ropes. They made the twines and ropes and the vines, and they wrapped it all around the pot. And then Takumi helped his father, placed him on his back, tied him around, and then slowly he made his way up the tallest tree. With the pot strapped on his back, he made it up, away. I can't do it. On the last branch, I'm gonna. I gotta get this off here. I got the pot. Rested gently between these two branches, and I'm sitting on the branch, and the pot's also on the big branch, and no one can get it. Oh, yes. Ooh, and I can see clearly now. Oh, the wisdom and smarts are all mine now. And no one, or everybody has to come to me if they want them to see there. But what Anansi didn't notice was that nearby, on another large branch, was a rather large bird. And as Anansi was sitting there, just thinking about all the things he could do to rule the world, thinking he'll be the biggest and the greatest storyteller and the most wisest ruler around, how selfish it be, he didn't notice the bird creeping up very slowly, and then suddenly made a loud oh, what was that? Ah! Being startled, Anansi knocked the pot off. The pot with the pot cracked, all the wisdom and smarts went throughout the whole world. Stories, wisdom, knowledge for you and you and you and you and I and you too. And that is how wisdom and smarts are free for everyone. Anansi, to have more fun. Wisdom and smarts are free for everyone. Say that with me. And the sky god said, because this is what the sky god had told Anansi, but he didn't listen. And the sky god said, Anansi, to have more fun. Wisdom and smarts are free for everyone. Anansi, to have more fun. Wisdom and smarts are free for everyone. Ashe. From the largest continent on earth, Africa, the motherland, the Yoruba people consider the tortoise to be a very wise and clever creature. So we have the African folktale of the leopard ruler and the tortoise. Now, the tortoise has something very special that he says to the evil leopard ruler. And whenever you hear me say, the tortoise said, you say these wise words. Leopard ruler, you give me back my diamond button. Ah, excellent. Here we go. Ready, set. And the tortoise said, Leopard ruler, you give me back my diamond button. Ah, I hear you there. Excellent, excellent. Give yourselves a hand. Yes, because you see, the leopard ruler, he was evil, selfish indeed. He do nothing but to rule his kingdom. And with cheating and stealing from anyone that he could see that'll be of value to him and him only there. Well, our story begins, though, where once, one morning, he lived with his family, of course, and one day his parents, his mother let him go outside to munch out something to eat. And as he went out, and he out towards the yard, and out to the fields, and he grazed, and he grazed, and he munched, and munched, and munched, munched. He munched, and munched, and munched, and munched, and munched, and munched, and munched, till he munched out a diamond button. A diamond button. Well, the tale goes that if anyone was to find such expensive and wealthy jewels, such precious jewels such as the diamond button, the legend goes that you and your family had become very, 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 very rich, prosperous, and wealthy. I like diamond buttons, and my family likes diamond buttons too. I think I'll take this home to my parents and my family for taking such good care of me. Well, it was very hard for the little tortoise to carry the diamond button, being the tortoises, their hands are not made like a human hand. Indeed, it's a challenge. And so the tortoise, with his clever ways, had an idea. He opened his mouth wide, and he clutched it between his teeth. And the tortoise began to make his way back to his family home as fast as his tortoise legs can carry him. Just then, coming down in the distance towards the tortoise was the evil leopard ruler with his royal entourage. And when he saw the little tortoise with the shining diamond button in his mouth, between his teeth, oh, how he lusted and wanted it for himself. Indeed. Because, you see, he had to have it, and so he called out to his entourage. Guards! Servants! I should have grabbed that little tortoise and snatched the diamond button from him and put it in my treasure chamber along with the rest of the jewels that I have stolen. Borrowed indefinitely. And then I want you to grab the little tortoise and throw him into my well full of deep water. The tortoise would drown, and with the tortoise out of the way, I have the diamond button, and I'll be so rich that I'll rule the world. Well, the servants did just like so. They did their bidding, and they grabbed the tortoise. Let me go there. And they snatched the diamond button and placed it in the treasure chamber along with the rest of the jewels that the leopard ruler had bought indefinitely or stolen. Well, they hurled the little tortoise 1, 2, 3. Into the well full of deep water. Well, it was hard for the tortoise to swim indeed. He didn't know how to swim, and so he began to sink and bob up and down, up and down, and up and down, and he's sinking down, down, down into the water. Help! 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 But before he went down for the last time, he remembered remembered he had a very special gift, and it was ever a perfect time to call out that gift. It was right now. It was either life and death, and he chose life. So he quickly said a little prayer, and then he called out to his special gift. Come, my empty tummy, come, my empty tummy, drink up all the water in the well. And his tummy did just like so. Excuse me. And the water was all drank up, all filled inside of the tortoise's little tummy. And I don't know how he got out, but somehow the tortoise, he managed to get away. And he went to the leopard ruler's palace, perched himself outside the gate where he could see the window of the leopard ruler's room. And with your help, he called out those special words that I have taught to you there. And the tortoise said, Leopard ruler, you give me back my diamond button. Huh? When the leopard ruler saw this, when he saw the little tortoise, he was quite angry indeed. Quite confused. How did he do it? How did he get out of my well? He's not getting the diamond button. It's mine, it's all mine. I have to find another diabolical way to get rid of him. Servants, I thought I told you to get rid of that little tortoise. Now, let's see. I want you to throw him into my furnace full of super hot fire. Put the little tortoise out of the way, and the diamond button all to myself. I'll be so rich that I'll rule the world. What are you doing waiting around, standing around? Are you deaf? Do your bidding. When the servants did just like so, they grabbed the little tortoise. Let me go. And they hurled him into the furnace of super red and white hot fire. The flames were hot and cranked up to thousands and thousands of degrees there. Shutting the door. The tortoise was standing inside. The flames leaped all around him. With the help of your hands and your arms, the flames danced and leaped all around the tortoise. Here we go. But the tortoise, he was not hurt. The tortoise, he was not injured. Instead, he remembered his special gift, and he called out to his special gift. Come, my poor tummy. Come, my poor tummy. Spit out all the water and eat up all the fire. And his tummy did just like so. Water ate up all the fire. Indeed, nothing was left only but drips and drops of the water around the furnace. I don't know how the little tortoise got out, but somehow he managed to climb himself out, and he marched himself as fast as his tortoise legs could carry him back to the leopard ruler's palace. He perched himself outside the gate. He stared at the leopard ruler's window, and he quickly called out, with your help, those special words. And the tortoise said, Leopard ruler, you give me back my diamond button. When the leopard ruler heard this, when he saw this, he was quite perturbed and angry. No, how did he get out? I must find a way to stop that little tortoise. He's not getting the diamond button. Let's see, I know. Put him inside my royal beehive. Nothing can resist the sting of the royal bees. Killer bees, indeed. And with the tortoise out of the way, and then I've been button to myself, I'll be so rich that I'll rule the... come on, world. Tough crowd. Kind of slow on the uptake here. That's okay. Do your bidding. But the servants, they grabbed the tortoise. Let me go. They threw him in the royal beehive. Shoo! The bees all swarmed all around the tortoise, but he remembered he had a very special gift, and he quickly called out to that gift. Come on, empty tummy, eat up all the bees in the beehive. And his tummy did just like so. Spicy. The bees did not harm him. Instead, they swarmed all around inside of his tummy. As he made his way back to the last time to the leper ruler's palace, perched himself outside the gate and stared at the window of the leper ruler's room. And with your help, he quickly, loudly called out those special words. Leopard ruler, give me back my diamond button. When the leper ruler heard this and when he saw the tortoise, he had it. He just lost it. No! Why are you torturing me, little tortoise? You're not getting the diamond button. Servants, I thought I told you to get rid of him. If you want something done, you have to do it yourself. Imbeciles! Now, let me think. Clear the room. I must come up with something more deceitfully diabolically with it to get rid of the tortoise and see. Well, one of the servants had an idea. Your Royal Highness, why don't you just take him, let's see, to the guillotine? No, too messy. I want to keep this one more clean. Get out of my way! I'm trying to think. Well, one of the servants had an idea. Your Royal Highness, if I were you, I would take the little tortoise that's been giving you so much of a thorn in your flesh. I will take the tortoise, and if I were you, and I would place him inside a large cloth bag. I would tie the bag up nice and tight indeed, and then I would place the tortoise on the seat of your throne. And if I were you, I would proceed to raise myself high over the throne and lower myself and sit on him. That's what I would do if I were you. I got an idea. Ooh, it's a live one. Ooh. It just come to me. Why don't I take the little tortoise, place him inside of a large bag, tie the bag up nice and tight, and place him on my throne and sit on him. Where do I get these ideas from? Don't you dislike people like that? Anyway, I don't care what you think. Do your bidding. Where they grabbed the tortoise. Let me go. And they placed him inside of a bag. They tied the bag up nice and tight. The tortoise, he could do nothing but just at that time was to kick in the bag. They placed it on the throne. And as the evil leper ruler made his way to his throne, taunting and teasing and bullying the little tortoise with not so nice words. Say your prayers, little tortoise. It's curtains for you. Yes, indeed. And I'll be so rich, I'll rule the world. And as the leper ruler, he raised himself high over the bag to sit on the tortoise. Somehow, the tortoise, he didn't give up. Where there's a will, there is a way. And of course, he remembered he had another special gift. He had two little sharp teeth. And fishing around inside of the bag, he found a little piece of gravel, and he nibbled and gnawed and 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 gnawed and nibbled and gnawed until he found and made a hole the size of 2 of your thumbs put together. And then, proclaiming those loud words, which you help, those loud words, he screamed out there, "Come, my poor Tommy! Come, my poor Tommy! Spit out all the bees and sting the leopard ruler." And as the leopard ruler raised himself high over the bag and then lowered himself quickly on top of the bag to sit on him. Yes, indeed. No one messes with me. I am the king. Yes, you little tortoise. Oh, yes. And I'll be so rich that I'll rule the house. Bees nose! The leopard ruler ran up one end to the palace and one on the other end to the palace, kicking and screaming and trying to fight off the bees, his own bees that were stinging him. Indeed, it was no use until finally he could do nothing but concede, which means to give up. Guards! Servants! Shut up! Grab that little tortoise, take him to my treasure chamber, and give him back my diamond button. Okay, he's a stinky diamond button, but I don't ever want to see him around here. His likes never again. Uh-oh. Well, they took the tortoise to the treasure chamber. Let me go, let me go. And they opened it up. What did the tortoise see? He saw jewels beyond his belief and imagination. He saw emeralds, rubies, sapphires, diamonds, gold, silver, all kinds of precious jewels and minerals were there. And of course, right there on the top of the jewels that piled from the floor all the way up and touched the ceiling and touched every side of the wall. And right there on top was the little diamond button. Of course, upon seeing that, upon spying that, the little tortoise, he got a clever idea. He quickly called out to his tummy, "Come, my empty tummy! Come, my empty tummy! Eat up all the jewels in the treasure chamber! Eat up all the gold, silver, sapphires, emeralds, everything, diamonds upon diamonds, including the diamond button." And the little tortoise waddled home, full and fat and fat and full. And when he got to his village, he spit out all the jewels. And when there was enough jewels, not only for himself, his family, but everyone in the village got back all what was stolen from them, from the evil leopard ruler. And they lived richly and prosperously ever after. Of course, for the leopard ruler, whatever happened to him, well, let's just say that living a life of cheating and stealing, well, one never comes to a good end. Strange and unpleasant things have a tendency to happen. You reap what you sow. But as for the little tortoise, living a life of wisdom and honesty, I guarantee your life will be wise, prosperous, and true. Ashe. I hope you've had fun with Brother John's African folk tales as I had fun being able to share with you these tales. And before we finish, I have one song I want to share with you. It's an interactive song here. It's called Harambe. Harambe in Swahili simply means let's pull together, or working together, or unity. So if you want to remember the Swahili term, this from the East African language of Kiswahili, Harambe means unity. So put your hands together. You can wrap them around yourself, so why not? Any way you can to show unity or togetherness. And Harambe simply means unity. And sing with me. Harambe means unity. Harambe means unity. What? Harambe means unity. Harambe means what? T. And I'm going to need the help of my special drum, my instrument. It's called the djembe. The djembe comes from the West Coast, the West African country of Mali. It's nicknamed the talking drum or the happy drum. That's because anytime you hear the djembe being played, there's always dancing. The djembe is the world's first telephone. People would tap out codes, special codes using the rhythms and the beats there. Just like Morse code, SOS. Well, the djembe was used also to communicate for up to hundreds and hundreds of miles to other villages all around throughout the African diaspora. Well, I have a song. It's called Harambe. We're going to work together. We're going to pull together this call here. And whenever you hear me say, Harambe, in this call and response song, which means when I call to you, you respond back. When I say Harambe, I want you to respond back with Harambe. All right, here we go. We're going to have a little fun here. All right, Tim. Clap your hands to the rhythm. Clap your hands to the beat. Clap your hands to the rhythm. Clap your hands to the beat. Harambe, 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 Harambe. We pick up our talent and don't waste our time. Okay. Maybe people may be challenged on that one there. You may have a little problem with that. We're going to try it again there. Repeat the words. Here we go. We pick up our talent and don't waste our time. Good. Working together is this Harambe rhyme. Excellent. Harambe, 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 Harambe. We study to show ourselves most excellent. With wholesome knowledge, I will pass my test. Hey, Harambe, 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 Harambe. Now it's time for Brother John to go. I hope it's been fun for you. But the next time you pick up a book or hear a good story, reading is not only fun for me, but also is fun for you. Thank you all for choosing to spend this time with Brother John, and Brother John's African Folktales. And thank you, MCPL, for this great opportunity to share indeed. Ashe.